Hey guys, welcome back. Part 2 of the air dryer install today. Just wanted to show you how it's turning out, what it's looking like when it's pretty much done. So, air dryer's mounted. I decided not to cut the top of the bracket off just in case for some reason in the future I do need to drop it down a couple of inches. So I'll leave that option. It's not in the way, and you'll never see it, so no big deal. It can stay that way. It's not going to bother me. I want to show you the plumbing. Let's see, we've got our air supply line. Remember, it used to stick out here and connect to the primary air tank. Now, what we did is we bent it back straight and made a couple of bends to clear a bolt down there. And then we connected it with just a union to our half-inch plastic line, which let's just paint overspray on it because it's been in my shop for a long time. And then we ran it through the frame and around, and we came in here to a T-fitting with a stainless 2.5-inch nipple there. And on the back of the T-fitting is a blow-off valve, a pressure relief valve. Now that relief valve there is in case something malfunctions in the dryer itself or the cartridge gets way clogged up, and it's there to keep a failure in the air line between the compressor and the dryer from happening. So if air will not flow through the dryer and your compressor is building and building and building air, it will blow that pop-off valve right there instead of blowing your air line apart or damaging your compressor. On the other side here, we've got our heater, which is not hooked up yet, the heater element for the blow-off valve, or the purge valve, and we've got our signal line run up and through the bracket with insulation for vibration resistance, abrasion resistance. Just a piece of 3/8 transmission cooler line, and it keeps itself pretty well in there. Goes and follows the rest of the plumbing, and it actually goes across the cross member here and around, and it follows the fuel line up. And then at the front over here, we've come up right there and followed the other vent lines and all, and we've come up and hooked into the bottom the secondary purge output on the governor. So when the compressor kicks on, it will also purge the air dryer, so knock the moisture out of it. And from there, let's see, we used a 90-degree, just went ahead laying around a galvanized pipe fitting 1/2-inch, and then used our original output to angle the output line up to go through the frame rail there. And we've just followed the rest of it, kinda. And then we came down lower and around, and right here I still have to get, when I put the air tanks back in, I'll cut it for length and then connect it and secure the last little bit of it there. So that is where it goes back into the primary air tank. Let's see, the reason I don't have the air tanks back in yet, let's see, this is your output. This goes from the secondary tank to the air pack down there. Where this is like a 7/8. When you put the air tank in here, this is almost impossible to get to. It was a real pain to get it out, to get it loose, and I can't imagine it'd be any easier putting it together. So I've got a 1/2-inch compression union, and what I'm going to do, and it'd be worth your time to do this too, is find a convenient place down here to just cut the line. Put your 1/2-inch compression union on it, and that gives you a way that you can take this little length of line out, at least give you some room to work, tighten it up on the tank, stick the tank down in there, and then connect your compression union together down there. You probably could take it off of the air pack down there, but then you're fighting to get that line back up, and that's in an almost equally difficult to access place. So couple bucks for a compression union, and if you put it like right here, that's a fairly easy spot to get to it. So just make it easier for you in the future, and you'll probably only have to do that once. But yeah, so when I get the air tanks back in, I'll fire this up, make sure it builds air and purges right. I am working on the last little bit of the radiator bracketry. I picked up a couple of Heim joints so I can finish my connector there. See, I made a little framework off the front bolts on the head there. What I've got to do though is I've got to shorten these probably an inch, which I really didn't want it close to the fan. But there's only so much I can do with this. I can't move it up anymore because when I put my metal compressor or my metal coolant line on there, it comes straight out. So I really can't move this assembly up any farther. So I've got to bring it back because this it's just not short enough, right? I can't, it only goes in there about that far. So anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out our sponsors in the description below, and we'll see you on the next one.